For as long as I can remember, my brother and I have been traveling together. Through good times, bad times, and even the very weird times. But throughout all of it, one thing has remained constant. We hate going home. It seems the second we touch back down in the States, we're planning our next excursion. We compile sick days, doctor's notes, and have even faked illness, all in the name of travel. This is Derek, and I'm Paul, and it seems that we're both sick of home.
Well, now you know I got the blues all for my mind.
In this episode, Derek and I visit the sacred valley of the Inca. During our trip to Peru, Derek and I had been told of a village where natives still live in original dwellings built by the Inca. Needless to say, this was enough to pique our interest. That same day, we left Cusco in search of these ancient homes. Our journey eventually led us to the sacred valley of the Inca, where, upon arriving, we were treated to a rare glimpse of ancient Inca customs and songs. Every day, these women and their children will hike 3 hours into the small village to sell their hand-woven goods in exchange for food and supplies, which they will then take back to their families deep within the surrounding mountains. Right now, we're in Ollantaytambo, an Inca stronghold in the sacred valley of the Inca. Now, what's most remarkable about this site is that in the town below, the people are still living in structures built by the Inca. I know we talk about real estate values in the United States, but I don't know how you would begin to appraise a piece of property like this. As Derek and I explored the small village, we were invited into one of these ancient homes and found its inhabitants still live the lifestyle laid out by their Inca ancestors. It was here that we were introduced to Peruvian Chicha, which is best described as a fermented corn beer. Our hosts have been brewing Chicha for as long as they can remember. The basis for making this sweet, somewhat carbonated beverage is quite simple. First, the corn kernels are laid out and soaked with water, causing them to germinate. The germinated kernels are then boiled and mashed into a pulp. The resulting corn soup is then drained through a piece of cloth and fermented in large vats for days on end, leading to a 1 to 3% alcohol content, or just enough to give a pretty bad hangover to those who overindulge. The end result is shared amongst the family and then sold to friends and neighbors who regularly buy the chicha from the same family, just as we would visit the same pub on a regular basis. We were also told that although these families have been living in these ancient structures for decades, under no circumstances are they allowed to make any modifications to their homes.
She wanted to improve her life, restoring her house, but the National Institute for Culture doesn't permit to do that.
Coming up on Sick of Home, Derek and I take off for the Amazon, where we learn how to catch piranha, judge a native cook-off, survive in the jungle with nothing but the clothes on our back, and experience ayahuasca, the native hallucinogenic drug.